First, my name is Charlie.
Hi, my name is Faizaulia from Management International, Faculty of Economic and Business. In this presentation video, let me explain about Bank Syariah, especially in Bayi Al-Istina and Al-Ijarah or leasing.
Hi everyone, my name is Anugrah Bintang Pratama, and right now I want to explain you about Al-Wakalah and Al-Hawalah.
To introduce, my name is Dahlia, and right now I want to explain about financing with sharing and Bayi As-Salam.
And last but not least, my name is Audrina Septianilo, and today I would like to explain about what is a Syariah bank. And for you guys who asking about what is a Syariah bank, Syariah bank is the financial institution which provide products and services with all the activities refers to the Islamic law. And there are two fundamental principles of Syariah bank. The first is to sharing profit and loss with the customers, and the second is the prohibition to collecting interest between lenders and investors. Syariah bank earning income from sharing profit from customer, and it used to pay all the operational activities from Syariah bank. In Indonesia, the law used by Syariah Bank is the law number 21 of 2008. This law is concerning about the type of business, the prohibition of Syariah Bank, which the part of conventional bank, and the activities that contradict with Islamic law. Now let's answer the formulation of the problem. The first question is, how Syariah Bank can be built at the beginning? So the idea of build Syariah bank is to create the different concept which previously practiced by conventional bank. The concept of applying interest as the profit by conventional bank is inappropriate with Islamic law because it's considering as something that has been a widening gap between the rich and the poor. In Islamic law, interest is sent with usury, which the practice is prohibited, and as the result, Syariah bank not apply interest in the operational.
Bayi Al-Istina in Bank Syariah. So Bayi Al-Istina in Bank Syariah is a sales contract between a buyer and a producer good maker. Both parties must mutually agree or agree in advance on price and payment system. Bayi Al-Istina have 4 terms. Number 1 is that's fair and legally competent. Number 2, the benchmark object of the contract is clear. Number 3, freedom to buy and sell. Number 4 is stay close to each other, never break a promise. That's 4 terms of Bayi Al-Istina in Bank Syariah. Okay, the second one is Al-Ijarah or leasing. Al-Ijarah is an agreement for the transfer of usufructuary rights over goods or service through the payment of rental wage without being followed by the transfer of ownership of the goods themselves. In practice, this activity is carried out by leasing companies, both for operating leases and financial leases. That's all my explanations about Bank Syariah, especially in Bayi Al-Istina and Al-Ijarah or leasing. Thank you so much.
The principle of al-wadiyah in Islamic banking refers to the agreement where customers save money in the bank with the aim that the bank responsible for keeping the money and guarantee the refund if there's a claim from the customer. Wadiyah yad al-amanah, which means trustworthy hand. The keeper is not responsible for any loss and damage that occurs to the deposits, as long as it is not the result of negligence or carelessness of the person concerned in maintaining the deposit. Wadiyah yad ad-damana. Islamic banks can use deposits funds such as savings to be utilized for the benefits of society and the interests of the state. Of course, the use of deposit money must first ask permission from the owner of the money. As a consequence of applying the principle of yad ad-damana, the bank will receive all the profits from the use of money. But, on the other hand, if they experience a loss, the banks must also bear it. Aran is holding one property back of the borrower as a collateral for the loan the person received. Aran is the existence of collateral as collateral for debt, may not take the advantage of pawned goods or property. The cost of good pawned is borne by the pawnbroker. When the time limit for borrowing money has expired, the item mortgage may be sold or auctioned. Ran in Islamic law is done on basis mutual help without making a profit. Ran applies for both movable and immovable property. Ran have no interest. Ran can be done without institutions.
Financing with profit sharing. Distribution of fund is conventional being we know the term credit or loan, whereas in Islamic bank for the distribution of fund we are familiar with the term financing. If in conventional bank the bank is profit is obtained from the interest charge, then in Islamic bank there is no interest term, but Islamic bank apply a profit sharing system. The principle of profit sharing in Islamic bank that is applied in financing can be carried out in four main contracts, namely, Al-Musyarakah is a cooperation contract between two or more parties to carry out a particular business. Each party provides funds or carry with an agreement that the benefit or risk will be shared according to agreement. Al-Mudarabah is cooperation contract two parties where the first party provides all the capital and the other party becomes the manager. Al-Muza'arah is an agricultural processing cooperation between land and cultivators. Al-Musaqah is part of Al-Muza'arah, namely, cultivator is only responsible for watering and maintenance using their own fund and equipment. Fixed compensation is obtained from a percentage of agricultural output, so staying in context is cooperation in agricultural processing between landowner and cultivator. Bay' as-salam is the purchase of goods delivered at a later date, while payment is made in advance. The principle that must be adhered to is that the type, quality, and quantity of goods must be known in advance, and the law that the initial payment must be in the form of money. Thank you.
First of all, al-wakalah. Wakalah or wakilah means handing over or delegating or giving a mandate from one party to another. This mandate must be carried out in accordance with what has been agreed upon by the giver of the mandate. Second, al-hawalah. Al-hawalah is a transfer of debt from the person who owes it someone else who is obligated to bear it, or in other words, transfer of debt burden from one party to another. In the word or known as factoring or factoring activities. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Assessment of the Sharia bank health for both Islamic commercial banks and Islamic rural banks to be able to provide a more precise picture of the current and the future condition of the bank. Sharia commercial banks are required to conduct a quarterly assessment of the health level of the bank, which includes the factor of capital, assets quality, profitability, liquidity, sensitivity to the market risk, and management. Rural banks based on Sharia principle regulate the assessment of the health level of the BPRS, including capital factor, assets quality factor, profitability factor, liquidity factor, or financial factor is carried out quantitatively and qualitatively. The assessments of the components of management factors are carried out qualitatively.